Microsoft Fabric is Microsoft's all-in-one data platform. One interface, one data layer, one building model. Whether you're building pipelines, dashboards, or doing data science, Microsoft Fabric gives you one place to do it all. And it's powered by OneLake. If you're working in Azure or Microsoft 365, this could change how your whole team uses data. Some of the items that we're going to cover is some of the core concepts within Microsoft Fabric, adoption and use cases, and then some common considerations of its competitors, the pricing model, etc. Right now, most businesses are stuck with siloed data tools. So you probably chose the best product that you needed at the time to do the exact task. It was the market leader, best practice, and your team maybe understood like the underlying architecture of that product. So that would mean that for ingestion, you might be using Data Factory. Then you're going to process the data with Synapse, and then you're going to consume the data like with Power BI dashboards, some data science, maybe even real-time analytics. But then where do you store all of that data, and how do they all interact together? Are there any duplicates? Well, potentially. This is a scenario that we've seen before. The Data Factory stores its data in this data lake, but then the data lake is processed by Synapse, which then stores it in this data warehouse, which goes to this lake house, and then it's consumed by the data analytics platforms and your dashboards over here. Everything's all over the place. Your data is duplicated in a couple of different areas among this. How do you get all of these to work together? If only there was a unified data analytics platform that would help with this problem. Enter Microsoft Fabric. Fabric pulls everything that we've just discussed, might be siloed in a different organization, and it pulls it all under one single SaaS wrapper. So this can bring together data engineering, integration, science, warehousing, BI, analytics, Synapse with one shared data foundation. Let's talk about OneLake. It's a central lake where all of your data lives, and every tool in Fabric can use it without having to copy anything. Fabric rolls up the big three: Power BI for dashboards, Synapse for analytics, and Data Factory for pipelines. But instead of bouncing between portals, you get one workspace to do it all in. It's one experience. Less time syncing tools, should be no duplication, just one copy of data and one cost model. It's clean, fast, and scales with your needs. In addition to the efficiencies we've already spoken about, there's also another benefit. As someone that is closely tied with the governance and compliance for our own data security, it is Purview. Purview comes as a part of the whole package. So this will allow you to have one security policy effectively for all of your data, where previously you may have had separate policies depending on the region, or depending on whether it's a lake house or a warehouse, or whether it was processed by the data science team, or whether it worked with the infrastructure team. There's so many loops that you might have had to jump through. So unified governance is a massive benefit to any modern organization. Let's talk about some use cases for Microsoft Fabric. Engineers, scientists, analysts, even the local Excel guru, Fabric is made for everyone that deals with data. No silos, no barriers, one source of truth. If you're using Synapse, Data Factory, or Power BI, Fabric is the next step. New projects, start them in Fabric. Old projects, run them alongside Fabric. It is the next logical evolution for your company's data. Want to build a pipeline, train a model, visualize trends? You can do it all in one place. Fabric means faster turnaround, less mess, and better outcomes for your business. Simple use case that we can go through is the idea of an e-commerce business. They sell their products online, so they get a number of sales that comes in. You can put that in a spreadsheet, you can put that in a notepad file if you needed to. But then the next step is, does this specific product sell more at a certain time of year? Was there something else that was happening at the time? So you need to ingest that data. You have the data when it's sold. Now you need to bring the data through. You're going to ingest the data. What's the next thing that we're going to do? We're going to process the data. We're going to clean it up. We're going to make it work for the format that we need when we get to the consumption. So we're going to process this data through. It might come through Synapse, etc. And then it'll hit one of the analytics platforms. So now we can start to visualize and see that there's always a spike around Easter every year. So now, through this information and through the analytics, the ML that we've all got in one single place, we're not wasting data, and that single pipeline, it came through, and your entire pipeline all can happen in one go. But maybe it was actually an unexpected spike. It's not just one that happens every year. This has just happened, and it's happening, and it's been ramping up, and sales have been increasing 30% a day for the past week for this one product, and it's still happening. Someone hasn't realized that the warehouse is starting to get slow. You could also have real-time analytics linked into this. So that data engineering piece can lead through every single one of the steps that we've already covered, like the ingestion, the processing, consumption. And then that can lead straight into like the warehousing team. They know that they need to get more product ASAP when the trend begins, not when they realize the shelves are empty. This is the sort of thing that you can do if all your data is in one place. You don't need to wait on one person to go and click a button on a Monday morning because there's no one else around over the weekend or whatever it may be. You can have it all in one place, everything under one roof. Fabric is about killing silos and boosting collaboration. It's end-to-end data on one shared platform. If your teams are struggling with tool sprawl, Microsoft Fabric may be worth a look. So now let's think about how Microsoft Fabric compares with some of the other products on the market, maybe tools that are already integrated inside it, some competitors, how's it priced. So obviously Microsoft Fabric is an all-in-one data analytics platform. There is one that exists already in the market. It's Databricks, which is also on Azure. However, Databricks is not SaaS in any manner of the word because there is a lot that you need to set up. You build your own compute objects from that. I don't believe AWS really has anything that is specifically like Fabric. You can use Databricks again. Same on Google Cloud. You can use Databricks, but they aren't Fabric. And Azure also has Databricks if it's something that you've got a lot of experience with, but Microsoft Fabric is here to effectively turn that into a SaaS product for us, which should make life nice and easy. Databricks is great for ML. Snowflake has a fantastic SQL warehouse. Something else Snowflake has is speed. It is a very, very fast product. However, Fabric generally is like no more than like 15% behind that, whereas some other competitors are 80% behind it. But obviously, in addition to this, what Fabric does is it does put it all under one roof as well. So your Power BI, it can be closely integrated with your Entra, so it's very easy to control groups and access within the single pane of glass that exists, the one portal that you have to go to see all of your data. But then the feature, the real benefit is just the ease of use on top of that. And you can even just go and get a free trial. Let's talk about pricing. So Fabric uses capacity-based pricing. It's a very, very simple model. So it's not granular if that was something that you wanted, but at the end of the day, every tool within Fabric can use that capacity. It is just how many CUs do you need? Starts at 1, goes to very, very large numbers for people that have got terabytes, 1 terabytes of data. You just add more. Do you want to double it? Double it. The pricing may seem familiar to some people. It's similar to Power BI Premium, but effectively the lowest tier of Fabric is like a 16th tier of Power BI. So it's a strong product. It doesn't start cheap, but it's not for small data. So you're going to be using it for big products. However, on top of that, it is just something you can pause. As long as you've got it activated, you are consuming. So it could be up to like a mid-tier is about 9,000 a month, something along those lines. But if you click pause, okay, you're not being charged anymore. Your data's not going to run, but it's an option. Like if you know that you're only going to be using it at specific points of the week, pause. There we go. If you're already using Snowflake, Synapse, Power BI, there is no need to rip and replace. You just can integrate them with Fabric. You don't need to just do one massive migration and then start using the new data and have all that testing. You can potentially just integrate it and make everything better from now. Fabric connects to external data sources. Start small, build gradually, and adopt what makes sense. If you want to give Microsoft Fabric a try, just head to app.fabric.microsoft.com. You can turn on a free trial, and then you can either get started with some dummy data or even see if that you can integrate any of your existing pipelines.